This lesson is just going to take all of the percents and shove them together into one big lesson. Remember that you have the choice between using a decimal and multiplying or the proportion. It's completely up to you. Okay? Alright, so step 1, you are going to use either multiplication, multiply by percent as decimal, or the percent proportion. It is completely up to you. Whichever one you're more comfortable with, whichever one makes sense to you, do that one. And then step 2, we're adding or subtracting. So just like what you were doing with those 5 questions, whatever you found out doing this, then you have to either add it or subtract it. Instances that we add. What are some things that make my price go up? Taxes. What else? Markup. Any others? If you go out to eat, what do you leave? Tip. If you go in a big group, the gratuity. We're going to add one to this list today. Interest. And what interest means, at some point in your life, you're probably going to buy something that you don't have the money to pay for it. You borrow money, most likely. You're going to buy a car, you're going to buy a house, you're going to, I don't know, go to college. So you borrow money, but people are going to charge you interest to borrow money. Okay? The amount that you borrow, so here's a little mini lesson on interest. The amount you borrow is called the principal, P-A-L. The principal is the money borrowed or invested, because you could be the one lending money. If you lend your sister, brother $20, you could say, okay, I'm going to lend you this money with interest so that they pay you more later. Interest itself is money earned or owed. Interest is money you're going to either earn or owe, and it's a percent of principal. Principal. Interest is money that you either earn or owe. So if you're the one lending money, it's money you get back. If you're the one borrowing money, it's money you have to pay. There are 2 types of interest that we're going to talk about. There is the simple interest.
Wait, are there more types of interest that we're not talking about?
Oh yeah. These are the 7th grade versions. Simple interest is calculated one time based on the principal, and you earn that each year. So you get the same amount of money each year. So So if I earn 3% on $100, I get $3 the first year. I would get $3 the next year, $3 the next year, $3 the next year, $3. It would never change. The longer years, the more money you get. The other one is compound interest. Compound. interest. This one, the interest is recalculated every year. So you earn some interest, it gets back put into your principal, then you recalculate interest, that money gets put back into your principal, then you recalculate interest, and then that gets put back into your principal. So you make more money over time, and it's recalculated every year. So you recalculate every year. So you get to earn interest on your interest. And then you add that back, and then you get to earn more interest on your interest, and it adds back for more interest on it. So it's spiraling, spiraling, spiraling. All right, here's a quick example. If I were to borrow $100, let's keep it easy, at 3% interest, simple interest, for 3 years, borrowing $100 at 3% simple interest for 3 years. What is the principal? 100. So this is the money borrowed. That's my principal. What's my percentage rate? 0.3. Or 3. Sorry, 3. Different color. This is my percent. And then how long am I going to keep this loan out? 3 years. This is my time. So how are you going to figure out 3% of 100? How do you want to figure it out? You can multiply. How many vote multiply? How many vote proportion? Okay, since some people voted for proportion, we'll do proportion. So I've got 100 goes here, equals 3 over 100. So what's 3% of 100? What's 3 times 100? Divided by 100. 3. So I'm going to earn $3 interest each year. This is my interest. And how many years am I going to do that? 3 years. So each year I get $3, so times 3. And that's going to be how much money? $9. This is my interest. Okay? That's the interest. Here's where it gets a little tricky because you have to read carefully. If they ask you for the interest, what is your answer? 9. If they ask you for the total in the account after 3 years, your answer is
3. So 9 times 3?
no. If I earned this money and I had this money, 109. So we have to add that back in because interest means add. So I have to take this 9, add it back to my original principal. So after 3 years, I would have $109. This is my total. Okay. I forgot to finish the subtract column up here. I got ahead of myself. I just threw my cap away. What are some things that tell me to subtract? Discount. The what? No. What are some other things that tell you to subtract? Make your price go down. A sale. Markdown. My favorite thing to use at Bath & Body Works. A coupon, thank you. Somebody's learning how I work. Coupon. Okay, these things make your price go down. These are things that are going to make the price go up. Use some logic. When you get your answer, pause and think. Does that make sense? If it went up and it was supposed to go down, stop. If it went down and it was supposed to go up, stop.